It's our privilege to have in our company the hard-working Director General of the National Sports Authority, Mr. Yaw Ampofo Ankrah, with us on Max TV. It's been a couple of days since the Black Stars of Ghana brought back the love that they lost for the team following their inability to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. There was a make-or-break game on Friday with questions being raised about the readiness of the stadium for the game, but Yaw Ampofo Ankrah marshaled around his workers, around the good people at the NSA to put up the stadium in a positive light for the game. After that 5-0 win over Chad, the players went away to Madagascar away in Morocco to win by 3-0. What this means is that the Ghana Black Stars are in a pole position to qualify for the 2026 World Cup in United States, Canada, and Mexico. But like they always say, there's more work to be done. But we need to speak to the landlord of every stadium in Ghana and the DG of the National Sports Authority, what he thinks about Ghana's journey so far, what we need to do, and the way forward. And it may be a little bit of the job that His Excellency John Mahama gave him for the National Sports Authority. My boss, my mentor, friend and brother, Yaw Ampofo Ankrah. Welcome to Max TV.
Nana, what's up?
Easy, boss.
Yeah, we can do pigeon or we can relax, but this is an official interview. So, Charlie, welcome. Welcome to the home of the National Sports Authority. This is the headquarters, the Accra Sports Stadium. As you know, we have edifices all across and interest all over Ghana in almost every region. And definitely it's a pleasure to be speaking to you for the first time. My first official interview, which is very important. Yes, you're right. As you said, a lot has happened in the few days. In fact, I received my appointment letter a week and a day before the Black Stars played against Chad. So for me, that was very important. I'm sure for a lot of people, the Chad game was significant for many reasons. It ushered in a new era where the Black Stars had been, reassembled. A new year, a new administration, new government, new president, new technical direction in the way the team has been boosted by new faces who have been brought in to do specific jobs. So in that sense, it was new for a lot of reasons. And the first match being played here, for me as the new NSA boss, they call me the boss, or DG, which is popular. It's a little bit surreal because just a few weeks ago I was coming through here to conduct my normal business, which I've been doing for years, and suddenly now DG. So yeah, and it doesn't change me, and I hope it doesn't change me. What it does do is to give me more responsibility, to remain humble and to work even harder. That this trust has been put on me by His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama.
And through the efforts of the sports minister, the NSA boss, the GFA president, the president of the land was here a day before the Black Stars played their game against Chad, and he was very clear in his mind what he intended for Ghana football. And some have said that the president has got his eyes on the 2026 World Cup. Today on Max TV, we're discussing the factors that has led to the revival of the Black Stars in the last couple of weeks. And what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I believe the manifestations. We've witnessed that in 2 games. I still think it's a bit too early to draw a conclusion, but the beginning looks good. What we're seeing, obviously, is a different mentality, different mindset, different game, even tactically. You can see that, and I think Otto Addo needed to get this sort of rallying support, because the last time we encountered Otto Addo in his position as coach was a very sobering, moment where the coach seemed to be isolated, abandoned, bewildered, lost. And it wasn't a pleasant sight. I really felt sorry for him in a footballing sense and in a human way as well, because he seemed to be the last man, and the media were really ruthless in their quest to get answers from him for the people. It wasn't personal in that respect. The masses wanted answers. The media felt they had to drive hard at him to get those answers out. Maybe the manner in which they did it, perhaps you may not agree, but Ghanaians were aggrieved. They were not happy. They were disappointed, and spirits down, heads down. At that moment, people felt that, look, the World Cup dream looks impossible if we maintain the status quo. But thankfully, and mercifully, the GFA listened, and they put in place measures which are beginning to, reap results. As I said, 2 matches, 100%. It's too early to conclude that it's a done deal. There are bigger obstacles to come, namely Mali, Comoros, even some would argue Central African Republic. However, winning means that you're on the offensive. The mindset has changed, the psychology, even physically, the players, when they enter the park for training, for warm-up, there's a vibe, there's a bounce about them, there's a confidence which was lacking in the past. There's an assurance which they need desperately. So for me, it's we need to give credit to His Excellency the President, because he said, look, whatever has happened in the past, put it aside. I'm not interested in the failures of the past. What can we do to help the FA to get us results? What can we do to help the players? Who can we bring in? Let's do it. And the support has been fantastic. And that is why you saw my boss, the Honourable Minister, here every single day to ensure that it's not just verbal, but people are working, instructions given, it's been done. You have the pitch, is it okay still? Yeah. The floodlights, what's happening? Is everything okay? So the minister was hands-on to ensure that nothing will be left to chance. And if he has to answer for anything, he can call upon me. And likewise, as I said, I was only here for a week before the match, but he showed tremendous leadership. I would say, brotherhood. He always picks up my call. If he doesn't, he always responds, gets back to me, has guided me. He's an astute politician, and I've learned a lot in this short space of time. I don't think I would have been able to deliver without the support of Honourable Kofi Idi Adams, and I'm very grateful for that. Likewise, you pick up the phone and you can call, the people. I don't want to mention names, and they would will respond, and they will tell you what to do. If you're not sure, you don't need to be, pompous. That if you don't know, ask. And they put me in a position where I can ask them, what must be done in this situation, and I'm left to go, to do it, which is very positive.
You are regarded as one of the lovely sons of John Mahama. You get close to him, he's president. How passionate is he about Ghana's World Cup qualification?
I think everybody who encounters the president would feel special, because he gives you that attention. Once you get into that space with him, you would feel that he genuinely wants to listen to you. He genuinely cares about what you're saying. He genuinely wants you to succeed. So it's not just me, but I think it cuts across all the appointees and staffers and anyone in that space where we are privileged and blessed to be given assignments by the president. So for me, we've seen it in 2 matches. But even before then, you saw the president here making sure that he spoke to the players, looked them in the eye. If there are problems behind the scenes, discussions are had. All these things were done in order to arrive at a good place, which means win 3 points the next match, win 3 points the next match. It's match after match. But his presence here to see the boys before they played Chad was very significant, and it definitely boosted their confidence and morale.
You cut across football administration, you cut across journalism in sports, marketing in sports, from the indications you've picked up, will Ghana qualify for the World Cup?
Ghana is in a good place. The Black Stars are in pole position. But this is football, and what you must not do is to rest on your oars and just make sure that if you're given 100%, you need to give 110% and 120, because your opponents would also come in to ensure that they take something from you. We're in a very good position, but it's not over yet. That is why I don't see the people around the Black Stars or the players over celebrating. It's business. They're very professional. I think the fans are entitled to celebrate and feel happy, but with caution. But the core people around the team are very responsible in the manner in which they are celebrating. It's, yes, we've won, we need to celebrate, but that's it. We've not qualified yet, and I think it's measured, it's guarded, and it's respectful to the opponent as well. So definitely, we're almost there, but not yet. We still have to pick at least, I think mathematically, I'm being told at least 7 points. I could be wrong, but it also would depend on Ghana versus Mali is a 6-pointer, obviously, and if Ghana can win, it literally eliminates the race to the line, and then we can start really celebrating.
Enough from the Black Stars. I've been here and I've been thinking that, is this the right time to talk to the DG? I've seen you welcoming regional heads of the NSA, Ashanti, Central. I'm just thinking, is it too early to start talking about your core responsibilities and the challenges that comes with the job that His Excellency has given you?
Big challenge. I knew I would play a role. I wanted to play a role, but I did not know I would be here. Whether it was here or elsewhere, it matters not. It's about being assigned to do a specific task, and I'm very grateful to the president and all those who advise him in taking his decisions to be here to do the work. Whether I'm here for a year or 2 years or however long, 4 years, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I make sure that the instructions I've been given, I stick to it, using my experience, knowledge, and whatever my bosses feel I can use to execute this mandate. I need to do that, and every single day means that I need to excel. So in doing that, I'm very confident that I'll be able to leave an indelible mark, even if it's for a longer period or a shorter period. It makes no difference. I need to make sure that I execute my mandate.
When the president appointed the Minister for Sports and Recreation, he said to him, I don't envy your job. But the trickle-down effect is that the sports minister wouldn't even envy your job. You have a bigger task.
No, perhaps not. It's about how I support the sports minister and how he empowers me to support him. Because the sports minister, in order to succeed, would need all of us around him to shore him up. And likewise, he would also entrust us and empower us to, do that. And that's exactly what I want to do. And I keep paying tribute to Honorable Kofi Adams. There's one instance where I needed clarification, and I said, okay, I'll be there in a few minutes. And he walked from his office here, very calm. He's a very calm person, and that brings a confidence. So when he talks to me, I feel confident that I have his support. It's very, very important. And I have good people around. There's a lot that is not perfect, but there's also a lot that could be better, which we want to strive to achieve, and that's what we've started to do.
You served in several capacities. You paid your dues in, the rise and promotion of several sporting disciplines in Ghana, pioneer of beach soccer. Until recently, you were in the thick of affairs for the Ghana Olympic Committee, and only this morning, your friend, brother, and president decided not to go for re-election, Benunu Mensah. Your thoughts on this decision and your advice for the new leadership of the GOC?
Well, President Benunu Mensah, fantastic man, great character, astute businessman, well versed, versatile. He's an international brand, and I'm sure this is just a chapter in a bigger the story of Benunu Mensah is too broad and spectacular to talk about in a few minutes. We had a long conversation last night and this morning, and yeah, I think to say I'll be disappointed would not be fair because he's done so much. So why don't we focus on his achievements rather than, oh, he should have gone again? Credit to him, respect to him for saying, you know what, maybe the mood and the environment, I should do something more. I should offer more. So let me step back, allow somebody else. That's maturity. That's selflessness, and I think we should celebrate him for that. We will be in the coming days and weeks and years, and I'm sure with all that he has to offer, President Benunu Mensah would come back in a different way. And even as he says he will not contest, he was advising me on certain aspects of my job. That shows you that he's not even thinking about himself, So his guidance and support is what I'll continue to need. All of us in the thick of affairs, the federations, the administrators would have to tap into his rich wealth of knowledge, and he supports from all angles, and I'm sure he would continue to do that at the appropriate time. Obviously, this platform would not allow us to go into depth, but certainly very grateful for being given the opportunity to be the communications director, travel with him to Olympic Games, to Commonwealth Games, a few other assignments for Ghana. I led the delegation for the first, African beach games, and we won bronze with his support and blessings. These are memories I will cherish, and I'm sure those who've worked closely with him and in a professional capacity and private capacity will continue to celebrate. But I'm 100% sure that Benunu Mensah is going to come back to help Ghana, not just sports, in a bigger and better way.
The former board chairman of the National Sports Authority, Kojo Bajiman, paid us a visit at Max TV. He spoke really profoundly about you and the quality you bring on board with your expertise. But there was one significant area that he emphasized on, and that is your knowledge in marketing and advertising. And he says you don't have to be over-reliant on government to provide the necessary financial cushion for you to be successful in your job. How do you accept this task from somebody who has been a board chair of where you manage now?
You're absolutely right, and my respect, for Honorable KBA, as we call him. I've actually had a lot of projects on which he was, part of, a couple of tournaments with the national team and other. So I've worked with him at a distance and reasonably close, but I'm looking forward to engaging him further to bring his expertise and knowledge to help me in my position. He's also been here, and I think it's important that we work together. I know there's Ghana is a very politically strong nation, but we also need to understand that in order to go forward, we need to tap into the strengths of everybody. It's a fine balance in doing that, but with respect, I think he has a lot to offer, which I can learn from, and I would definitely do that. Marketing, branding, sponsorship is very important, especially as His Excellency the President has said, we need to tighten our belts, almost every sector. So this is when we need to reach out to the telcos and the energy companies and the beverages and, all these companies that have people at the heart of their operations. I wouldn't even call it, what's the word to use, an option. I think they have no choice but to reach out and invest back in the people who patronize their services, brands, and goods. And sports is one way to do that. and I'm sure at the appropriate time we'll roll out all the plans to engage corporate Ghana to come on board like they've never done before.
There's a lot to talk about, but Max TV will assign ourselves as the official TV partner for the NSA. So we'll cut this interview because we know we're going to have a lot more of this.
Did you say you've assigned yourself?
Yes,
Okay.
without your permission.
Right, right.
So, what will be your message to the Ghanaian sporting fraternity?
You know, Nana, just like you take your work very seriously, and so do I. But the beauty is that we love to have fun when we work, and that's what has kept us in this game. Otherwise, I'm sure you and I would have left a long time ago. The love for Ghana, the love for sports, the love for the people who invest their time, their money, and everything else in it means that we can't stop. It's going to get better. It will be difficult, but we will give 100%. I will give 100% to ensure that whatever we can do to bring more people to the table, to feast, that's what it's about. It's not just for us. We need to bring as many people as we can. And certainly, in doing so, we need their support, their prayers, and we will deliver. That's all I can say. We will deliver.
And on behalf of the management and staff of Max TV, we want to assure you of our unflinching support for your job, and we wish you God's guidance and blessings in this endeavor.
Thank you very much, and hopefully you take my regards to the CEO, Mr. Max Futechi, and the entire management board and staff of IMAX Media, Max TV, our allied partners, Star Times. Great times ahead. I'll definitely be passing through because I know your doors are open, as you keep saying, as the CEO keeps saying. So definitely, this is the beginning of a very interesting chapter.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much, Nana. Thank you.